Yeah, when I told you guys about the slime thing, I'm still kind of hung up over that. Because, like, okay, you want to have an actual debate, chat? You want a debate mode on right now? Because this, I'm telling you, I'm cooking. I'm making some sense. Let's go. All right. If, let's say, you're trapped in a fantasy world, and then a slime decides to f you in the ass, right? And then it comes. Is it really coming, or is it simply just decapitating a piece of its body to shove inside you? Like you know when you, like, shove your fist into a puppet and then you decide to amputate your fist? Like, do they shrink the more they come? Because it's goo. Like, if slime is made of goo and they're gooing, are they just sacrificing themselves for you? And would that feel good? I beg your fucking... That makes sense. Here. No, but chat, think about it, right? If he's made of goo and he goos inside of you, is he sacrificing a piece of himself to goo in you? Is this truly just a horny act, or is this an insane show of love? Because would you really separate yourself for the person that you love? I don't think so. I think it's fucking deep as shit, right? If I'm telling you, chat, every time...
Yes.
Stop.
Now can we move on, please, Pew?
No, but think about the implications of that.
Slimes are typically somewhat acidic and grow as they eat. So I would surmise that they eat some of you and then leave it behind.
They eat some of you and then leave it behind. But that doesn't make sense because you'd be dead, right? Like, you would actually be dead at that point. No, not their... Chat, if you slime ball, right? And then they disintegrate your insides and spit it back into you, you're fucking dead. Like, you're melting. Either way, someone's gonna hurt. It's not even gonna be the good part. You know, like, if I tell you, chat, if every time you jizz, you shrink a little bit, would you jizz a lot? Oh my god. There's the question. There's a golden ticket question. If every time you goo, a part of you shrinks, right? You just kind of lose a piece of yourself every single time you goo. Would you keep gooing? Or would you, like, just not feel the joy of gooing anymore? Because now aren't you, like, afraid? Like, you'll just be gooing and then you're gone. Like, you're dead. There's nothing else about you. You're now just dead. A goodbye. Make more goo. But how? Like, you know, after you beat your schmeat and then you feel thirsty, so you drink? You're, like, reloading your bullets, right? You can't do that.
Let's be
I think
honest.
there's something deep about
We'd
it.
all be the size of bacteria. 7 Hypnos got scammed
I'm too
for
high for this.
$3. No Michi. If goo proceeds to go inside you, I could assume the goo is creating new goo. Think of it like how a cell reproduces itself by literally just making a copy of itself without losing anything of its original self. If you disagree, you're wrong.
No, if a goo proceeds to go inside you, I could assume the goo is creating new goo. Think of it like how a cell reproduces itself by literally just making a copy of itself without losing anything. But where, though? So it's like imagine you fist a puppet, right? Stop cleaning up the stream, chat. It makes sense. If you fist a puppet and then you decapitate your arm and then you reattach your arm back, does it hurt? Like, are you inherently killing the goo by allowing it to goo in you? Because it's dead. What are you talking about? I don't know, man. I'm high. I'm fucking seeing voices right now.
If he kills me
Like,
after this
your words are
conversation, I'm
flying.
glad. He can eat my insides all day long, but to the point, who is Sir Jizzalot? Where are we going with this conversation? I had a question I wanted to ask, but instead I'm ADHDing to this conversation and now I'm gooing gone. I'm Diag.
Nah, bro, if you want an honest response, today's your day.
Your question is basically
Oh, my
asking if
meds are...
slimes have all
Boy.
transparent organs that we just can't see, or if they're really just a blob. I feel like slimes are acidic like pineapples, not like acid. Because sometimes they drop slime as they move from place to place like it's nothing. The only similar IRL thing to a slime would be a slug or an amoeba, and honestly, if there's any other aspects of it, it'd be outside of our realm of knowledge.
But if it's like a pineapple, that means it stings, right? Which means you're gonna fucking feel very uncomfortable. Like, either way, chat, acid is acid. Acid hurts. You're like, maybe you're into that, but that's like some sizzling pain. That's like a fucking infection. Like, how do you feel joy while you're feeling the infection?
Also, it usually eats people's clothing in shows, so that means it gained mass. It doesn't have to eat you. But also they eat you too, but slowly. Cause it always happens when the slime is attacking you.
How do slimes eat things? Do they just like kind of galoop it on like Monsters Incorporated? Because if that's the case, where is its mouth? It dissolves it. So any part of their body can technically dissolve anything. Yes? Correction, chat. Any part of their body can consume anything. Yes. Which means any part of their body is a mouth. Correct? So if a slime decides to shove itself up your asshole, are you getting fucked in the ass? Or are you getting eaten out? What is the correct terminology here? Both. That is nuts. That, you just want to play it safe. Alright? You refuse to think outside of the box. If I tell you, chat, turn right, you're gonna turn right. If I tell you the grass is green, you're gonna believe the grass is green, but it's not. What if grass isn't green? Okay, what if green isn't really a thing? What if the grass is actually just a really weird shade of red? Yeah, maybe colorblind people aren't colorblind.
That's why it's important to figure out if slimes have actual organs that are all transparent or if they really are a blob.
Exactly!
ITDB to answer these questions.
Exactly! You are asking the right questions. Infinity Breach. Do slimes truly have organs? Because if a slime says, I see, how do you see? That means you have eyeballs. Which means you do have organs, but where? You see, but you don't perceive. You just look. And that's so something. If a slime can see you and decides to fuck you in the ass, are they really seeing you? Or are they just simply perceiving you for the plot? You know, like what made them want to fuck you in the ass?
I got reincarnated as regular person in another world and I got fucked in the ass by slime, which technically mean I'm being eaten inside out by a slime.
Exactly. Well, kind of, but are you really? Can fish see air? Dude, oh my god, can they?
Do have organs called organelles. Like the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell think.
Wait a minute, chat, can fish... we'll get to that after. I'm telling you, one day this conversation is gonna crack a crazy secret. One day it's gonna be like, here is proof that slimes really do exist.
Much like a person can keep a void chewing, I would hope that slimes have the ability to choose what it dissolves. Otherwise it would slowly melt into the earth. Also, lots of things don't have eyes, and just sense things.
Like what? What have eyes but no brain? If a slime doesn't have a brain, how does it really know what it's looking at? You know? Like, you know how sad it must be to be a slime? You see tits and you don't even know what it is. Like, imagine seeing a pair of nice boobs, some nice tits, right? And you see it, but you don't know what it is. Like, maybe in the wild, chat, like we see boobs and we're like, awooga. But in the wild, you know, some animals have like a defense mechanism. Like, you know how butterfly wings look weird?
$3. Michi, maybe the slime has every one for you. Michi, how does a skeleton know maybe where the slimes have huge cocks too, you are so slowly getting too high for your own good. Slow down, therefore not get some water, and then we'll talk about it in the future when slimes actually exist in this world, not as an imaginative world. Also, we have tiny slimes, it's called the amoeba.
All I heard was
maybe
cocks.
Michi is looking too much in ancient iron. Slime is only a full cell that can't reproduce. Also, jellyfish can't see tits. Yay.
Michi, maybe the slime has every organ, but they're all transparent. So maybe the slimes have huge cocks too. So they just shoo that up your ass instead of themselves. Therefore, not actually eating you out. Boom! Wait, 7 Hypnos, hear me out. Okay. If the slime has invisible organs, how comes they can split into two? Because if they have invisible organs, do they also split them into two? Because that means one slime lives with like half a fucking lung, which makes absolutely no fucking sense, right? They can... No, splitting is dividing it into two. What you're talking about is multiplying. Like, so now instead of having one heart, you have 2 hearts, you're multiplying. So when a slime gets cut in half, do they multiply? Or are they just cut in half? And with that in mind, this will debunk the theory of whether a slime is eating you out or whether a slime is fucking you in the ass.
Today I learned that slimes see me for who I am and not how I look. Truly, the most thoughtful lover.
Exactly. I guess. Here's one for you, Michi. How does a skeleton know where you are? You're right. When you're fighting a skeleton, how the fuck does it know? Who the fuck said skelepathy? Who the fuck said that? You're slowly getting too high for your own good. Slow down, get some water, and then we'll talk about it in a future when slimes actually exist. Shut the fuck up. If we're gonna wait for the future, we'll never be the future. What happened to you? Who dulled your shine? When I was a kid, my teacher taught me, always think about the future. What is gonna happen?
If you cut the starfish in two, they will regenerate into 2 starfish?
Is that true? What? You fucking killed Patrick, you heartless bitch. Or maybe Michi is looking too much into H-anti, and slime is only a full cell that can't reproduce. Also, jellyfish can't see tits. You know how depressing it must be? Like, here's the thing, chat, right? You know how butterflies
Michi,
have crazy
fact,
wings?
A person has 5 lungs.
That
also,
is not
if you
fucking
cut a worm
true.
into 2, they become 2 worm.
Cut my life to pieces. Wait a minute.
Did you know how mitos work?
Mitos? Or mitosis? Not really. You turn into a dumbbell and then you separate into 2? I'm assuming. Mitos. How am I supposed to fucking know? You see. Kage bunshin no jutsu. And then the boom, that happens. Is mitosis real? Or is mitosis like pheromones? You know what I mean? Don't fucking brand me. I'm asking a genuine question. Real?
Thanks,
Real?
Rusted999
Yes,
for the 5 resub.
Pheromones are not real, right?
Yes, the starfish thing is true. There are multiple things that can duplicate themselves in real life by being split up. Then they eat to gain back the height and weight from where they were originally to start the process over again.
Oh, starfish thing is true. There are multiple things that can duplicate themselves in real life. How can they? And why can't we do that? And the thing I was telling you guys about butterflies. Butterflies have crazy wings because when they open their wings, it's supposed to scare predators because they see a big face and they're like, ah, that's a big face. No, motherfucker, that's a butterfly. But no, the predators are like, oh, that's a fucking big face. I should not come next to it because that's a whole ass, that's a different breed.
A person has 5
right?
long lobes.
What the fuck is that supposed to be? Why are you talking about your toes?
We do.
I am not!
Our cells use mitosis to multiply.
At this rate, chat, I feel like the only way for me to multiply is mitosis. So, I don't know what to tell you. I think I'm going crazy. But I'm telling you, chat, butterflies use their wings as a distraction mechanism. Can humans use the same thing for boobs? Because imagine, right, you're in a dark alley and you just see big eyes. And you shit yourself. So if you lift your shirt in front of, like, a scary monster, would you be like, ah... those are like big ass faces equal big ass jaw. But it's just your boob? You good? Absolutely not. I don't know what happened with my meds today, chat. Something is weird. Like, I am actually going on a trip fest right now. Like chat is spamming ohm. I see like 6 of them. Unless you're spamming 6 ohms, then I'm probably right. But I don't think you are.
Pheromones are real, they just don't work like in hentai.
Pheromones aren't real. Like, no one's gonna... Oh my god, am I crazy or did it get bigger? Did the ohms just get fucking bigger? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Nothing is happening.